Okay, let's go to Power Man's Jurassic Park. Let's see. Can find the scene. This one.
The great expanse of space. And Earth, documenting its history. A tremendous drama once unfolded here, lasting for 160 million
Right, I have
years.
no sounds.
And involving the largest and
Was
most
wondering
powerful animals the Earth has ever
why
seen.
the capture has sound but not me.
The great
And
dinosaurs.
you know what? It's because headphones are not plugged.
We are now entering into the mysterious age of the
So
dinosaur.
freaking dumb. Oh no! Is I gonna fight? Oh, okay. It was anticlimactic. Timer. Okay, what do we have? I haven't read the manual. I don't even know if there's a manual online. Guidance. A new help.
Use button 1 to select the dinosaur category of your choice.
Okay.
You can also use the same button to skip a selection or move to the next one.
Okay.
To access the dictionary mode, simply press button 1. Hitting the select button is not used. This is the direction key. Use it to move the
So it's just the controls. Fine. Okay, I go back to the menu.
Here you'll find more guidance like this.
Wait, what? Oh, that's...
Magical Saurus Tour.
Okay.
Sections can be selected from a table of contents and read page by page like a book. Detailed information on a particular dinosaur can be called up by its name.
That's an educational game. I think it is.
The genealogical and evolutionary diversity of dinosaurs is visible on the family tree. This is the ending. It also explains theories about the extinction of the dinosaurs. This is a variety box.
Okay.
What's in it is a surprise.
So what is this menu? Guidance.
Hi, my name is Lolo. Welcome
Hi,
to the
Lolo.
Magical Saurus Tour. I'll be your guide on this exciting journey. First, let me tell you something about my age, the age of dinosaurs. Look at this. It shows you the history of the Earth, from its birth to the time you live in. This is the birth of the Earth some 4.5 billion years ago. And this is your age, the modern age. The dinosaurs lived right around here, a time called the Mesozoic era. The Mesozoic era lasted about 160 million years, from 225 to 65 million years ago.
Hey, Shari.
Man is only supposed to have been on the
Hey,
Earth
Apu.
for
Yeah, we're
about
educating
4,000 years.
ourselves. I mean, today.
So you can see that the dinosaurs
What are you doing,
were
guys?
around for a very long time indeed.
You can pick a new game also,
The
Shari, I think.
Mesozoic era is divided into 3 periods. The time between 225 to 200 million years ago is called the Triassic period. The period between 200 and 135 million years ago is known as the Jurassic period, followed by the Cretaceous period.
Oh, I know the Jurassic
which
period. There's a
lasted
park
about
about
65
it.
million years ago. In the Magical Saurus Tour, each of the 3 periods is also divided into early or lower and late or upper periods. So, there are actually 6 periods in all. Now, let's look at the Earth in each of those periods. During the lower Triassic period, there was only one enormous continent called Pangaea. As more and more magma surged up from inside the Earth to
That
the
reminds me,
surface,
Manta is cool.
this continent underwent gradual change. This is the Upper Triassic period. And this is the Lower Jurassic period. Can you see the crack forming? This is the Upper Jurassic period. Now, look at the Lower Cretaceous period. You can see the outlines of the continents as they appear today, just beginning to emerge.
Wow.
During the Upper Cretaceous period, all the modern continents
Yeah, 44
have now
is
begun to
the
take
US
form.
game, but I'm also doing the Japanese game, but they are not in
It took
the
another 65
the main
million
counter.
years for the continents to assume their present shape.
Like they count as like I have 3 counter. I have
Now the
the
Earth
main
looks very
games,
familiar,
the bonus
doesn't
games,
it?
and the Japanese games. Because I won't do every Japanese
During
game,
the long
so yeah.
Mesozoic era,
I've decided to separate
dinosaurs
them,
evolved into many different forms
but I'm still doing them.
and spread throughout
Or
all
most
the
of them,
continents.
I should say.
The evolutionary process is shown in this family tree. To date, fossils of some 750 separate species have been found. But in all honesty, I can't tell you how many different dinosaurs lived and died in that faraway age. That's all for the moment. If you have any additional questions, simply select the Lolo icon. Now, please follow me. And have a good time on the Magical Saurus Tour.
Yay! They play Color Dinosaur. Which console is it? I've never heard of it. I don't watch GDQ anyway. Like, I haven't watched GDQ in 10 years, I think. Like, last time it was probably 2014, 2013. Last time I watched it.
Welcome to the Magical Saurus Tour. This tour starts from the Lower Triassic period. Choose the desired location you want to visit with the direction key and press button 1. Now, you will see a panorama of that geographical area. Scroll the screen with the direction key until you find the dinosaur you want to see. Scroll the direction key to that dinosaur and press...
Okay, stop. It's on NES. Okay, I didn't know.
Mastodonsaurus was an enormous amphibian.
I don't know. I was not expecting an educational game. Dinosaur. Okay, that's a big boy. 13 feet long. I don't know American measurements, so yeah. I don't know the meter equivalent, but like looking at the human, it's 2 times long, 2 times tall, I mean. Yeah, probably, I don't know. Family Tiny Strophacidae. Oh my god, those names. Let's go and learn to pronounce all the dinosaur names. Yeah. Dinosaurus. Okay. Back to this menu. Dinosaurus is famous in the history of vertebrates by its amazing ratio of neck to overall. Also small body but high like long neck, I mean.
Placodus is a placodont, meaning flat teeth. A marine reptile, it lived during the Triassic period.
The Proto-Avis is believed to be the first bird that ever appeared on Earth. Its body was adapted for flying and is virtually identical to that of modern birds. It must have flapped its wings gliding swiftly through the air, while circling over the heads of the dinosaurs below.
Okay.
During the Middle and Upper Triassic period, about 200 million years ago, the European continent was very hot, with distinct dry and rainy seasons.
It was not really the
Herds
European
of
continent
these
though,
plant-eating
since it
plotosaurs
was Pangaea.
are believed to have crossed the desert with the arrival of the dry season in search of food. The trek must have been arduous and dangerous, since the fossils of those that died have been found in such large numbers.
Procompsognathus. 3.7 feet long. Procompsognathus is a small dinosaur belonging to the family Coelophysidae, an early group of Procompsognathus. Okay. Well, they were the precursor.
The fish-like ichthyosaur swam the seas while dinosaurs ruled the land.
A
The
fish or
oldest
mammal?
ichthyosaur in the world is the Utahzoosaurus.
They look like
Given the name
dolphins.
Utahzoo
So
because the first fossil of this ancient animal was found at Utahzoo in the Miyagi Prefecture of Japan in 1979. Since its limbs and tail had not yet fully developed into fins, the Utahzoosaurus was probably not a great swimmer.
it's not a fish that can swim properly. Nistrosaurus. This one is easy to pronounce. 3.5 foot long. Remains of Nistrosaurus therapsida have been widely recovered from early Triassic. I guess that's all from this study. Oh wait, forgot those two guys.
During the same Triassic period, many reptiles other than dinosaurs adapted to life in the sea. Nothosaurus was one such animal. It dove through the ocean and swam skillfully with its webbed limbs, probably preying on fish. Eventually, these seafaring reptiles grew even more well-adapted to the water and evolved into Ichthyosaurus, Greek for fish lizard.
Okay. Rotosaurus. Okay. Family Erythrocercidae. Oh my god, those names. Rotosaurus was a member of the suborder Proterozoa that lived in China during the mid Rotosaurus, no. During the mid what? Oh! I can, oh my god, I can scroll the text! During the mid-Triassic period, represents a distinctive form with no known precedent. The protrusion on the vertebrae was elongated and splayed at the tip, forming a sort of sail. These extended sails were probably covered with skin and used to control body temperature. Teeth had disappeared completely, but the horny beak have been attached to the jaws. Forelimbs were highly developed, allowing the body to rise off the ground while rapidly running. Wait. No, not that. I'm wondering if I'm missing. Oh yeah, okay, I can scroll too. China displayed at Peking Natural History Museum. Okay. Okay, now I know you can scroll the text. Learning the game. Okay, let's see what I've missed. South Africa, East Africa, China and Antarctica. Okay, that's the Smithsonian, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Every animal with sturdy limbs and large head, it had virtually no teeth except for a pair of tusks for the male. So they probably didn't eat meat. Because if you have no teeth, good luck. The most universal spread of migration of Ichthyosaurus is often used as an argument in favor of the existence of a single supercontinent at the beginning of the Triassic period. Curiously, however, the only fossil remains of Lithrosaurus in the northern hemisphere all come from southern China. In addition, the fauna from southern China show marked differences from those found in the northern part of the country, leading some researchers to suspect that what is now southern China broke off from the supercontinent at some point, and later drifted north to its present location. If this is true, the Lithrosaurus may have originally been confined to the southern hemisphere, and thus not quite so widespread as once thought. Okay, I missed, yeah, I've missed those guys. I should have known I could have scrolled the text. Like, an early group of the infraorder Coelosauria. This slight, extremely nimble creature was only about 3 feet long and barely 2 pounds in weight. A preserved fossils of Procompsognathus are rare. Only the skull, body, and hind limbs have been found thus far. Yeah. To 10 of its 13 feet were contained in the sinuous neck. Remarkably, it had only 12 vertebrae, the largest of which measured almost a foot long. The first fossil remains found were actually so confusing that scientists thought they belonged to 2 animals instead of 1. Neck to a pterosaur and the body of a Tecodontian. Because of its greatly elongated neck, researchers are almost certain that Dinosaur was confined to water. The exaggerated neck-to-body length ratio is most prominent among adults, indicating that the neck continued to grow and lengthen even after maturity. No, there's no gameplay. Only learning. Like, the gameplay is to learn. And to discover that you can scroll text also. So what do we have exactly? Okay. So 6 time periods.
Lagosuchus doesn't look very much like a dinosaur, but it's believed to be one of the oldest species nonetheless. Lagosuchus means rabbit crocodile in Latin. As its name implies, it had long hind legs, similar to those of hares or rabbits. They probably hopped on their hind legs to catch insects and small animals.
Eparkeria. Okay, this one is easy to pronounce. 2 feet long. South Africa. Okay, no, not displayed in any museum. The Tecodontians appeared immediately after the start of the Triassic period. They soon achieved an overwhelming preponderance over the other reptiles, evolving into the family of animals that would dominate the entire Mesozoic era. Of the 4 groups of Tecodontians, the Pseudosuchians are considered the most important direct ancestors. 30 minutes in, we should have short quiz to make sure you... Oh boy. Most important direct ancestor to the dinosaur. Eparkeria is a typical Pseudosuchian that lived in what is now South Africa during the early Triassic period. It was a lightly built bipedal creature, since its hips and ankles were not structured for a fully erect posture. However, it could probably run only short distances and very awkwardly at that. Still, a park area was only a step away from the completely erect dinosaur. It's not quite a dinosaur. Yeah, that's probably a lot out of date. Retrozacus. 15 feet long. South Africa. South African Museum. Aside from Pseudosuchia, the three other suborders of Tecodontians were Aetosauria, Phytosauria, and Proterosuchia. The Erythrosuchus is a typical example of the latter. The largest land animal of the time, Erythrosuchus measured more than 13 feet long, nearly 3 feet of which were head alone. Although a heavily built quadruped, it was able to stand erect and cover short distances fairly rapidly. Pineal opening in the skull was inherited from the older amphibians, characteristic already absent among the other contemporary Tecodontians. Proterosuchians are related to dinosaurs, but not closely enough to be considered direct ancestors. In the middle of the Triassic period, they had lost any competitive edge in the struggle for survival to the Pseudosuchians and their descendants, dinosaurs. Oh, we have more. Okay.
Athecodontia, the large water-dwelling Mystriosuchus, had a long snout resembling that of the modern crocodile.
The Cynognathus is a reptile too, although it doesn't look much like one either. In fact, other members of the same species had already begun to evolve into mammals. Because its skull has striking similarities to that of a modern dog, they called it Cynognathus, or dog jaw. Its body was probably covered with fur, which it groomed or cleaned with its tongue, just like today's dog.
So they had dog back in the day. Interesting. I didn't know. I'm learning. Chasmatosaurus. 6.7 feet long. Yeah, that's true. South Africa and China. A lot of like proto-dinosaurs in South Africa and China. Suborder Proterozoa separated from Pseudozoa at an early stage, so it is only distantly related to the dinosaur. Typical representative, the Chasmatosaurus was primitively built and forced to crawl with sprawled legs like a salamander. The tips of its jaws were hooked. With its webbed forelimbs, it may have been a marine animal. Fossil remains of Chasmatosaurus have been found in China and Africa.
This is Thernaxodon, a considerably advanced mammal-like reptile. It may have curled up while sleeping to conserve body heat.
Dinosaurus. 3.5 feet long. South Africa, East Africa, China, and Antarctica. Is that so Smithsonian? Okay. I feel like I've already seen this guy. Remains of Lystrosaurus, a Therapsida, have been widely recovered from early Triassic. Yeah, okay, I've already seen this guy. Yeah, virtually no teeth. Okay, so you can see dinosaur on multiple, like the same dinosaur on multiple parts of the world. Oh, wait, I've missed a guy. Let's go back. Sometimes they are hard to spot. Like, you have to see this guy in the background.
The ancestors of dinosaurs are reptiles called ecodontians.
Hi BPN, thanks for the ride.
By the way they walk.
Welcome to the educational party, everyone.
They can be characterized by their widely spread legs and sprawling posture. Whereas dinosaurs were able to stand fully erect.
Oh yeah, still on Ratchet & Clank. Have you finished it?
First dinosaur that could stand on its hind legs. But it appears they couldn't do it very well yet.
Well, so far the dinosaurs are alive, so it's great. We're learning about them. Oh, and okay, after that you have you can okay. I don't know. I'm learning how to control the game also. I didn't know you could have more information. Storycosaurus. Description.
The most noticeable difference between thecodontians and dinosaurs is in the structure of the leg and hip bones. Thecodontians, such as the Euparkeria, had only a simple depression linking the hip bone, or pelvis, to the upper thigh bone, or femur. This made it difficult for the legs to support a great deal of body weight in an erect, upright position. In a more developed dinosaur, like the Styracosaurus, the pelvis had a lip-like protrusion better capable of anchoring the femur. As posture became more erect, the ankle was also able to bend to and fro, which facilitated walking. So while the dinosaurs inherited the basic skull structure of thecodontians, they developed an entirely dissimilar approach to posture and gait. teeth remain implanted or plugged into the jawbone, as you can see here. And holes in front of the eye
Had
socket
to start
and
the
under
last
the
level
jawbone
over.
were also common to thecodontians.
Well, GG anyway. Data. 6 to 7 feet long. Oh, South America, okay. The first dinosaur well, not three dinosaurs, but proto-dinosaur we see on the American continent. Okay. That's all for this time period. Postozochus. 13 feet long. North America. Found in 1980 in a late Triassic deposit near Post, Texas. Postozochus was named in honor of its discovery site. It was somewhat heavy for a typical pseudozochian, which had by now evolved bipedal posture and large sturdy skulls. In fact, it shares many skeletal characteristics in common with the more famous Tyrannosaurus, scheduled to appear in the late Cretaceous period. The exact origin of Tyrannosaurus has always been shrouded in mystery, largely because of its marked differences with the other big carnivores. An increasingly popular point of view now sees Postozochus as the direct ancestor of Tyrannosaurus.
Coelophysis was a slim, nimble carnivore with hollow bones. Fossil remains of this dinosaur have been found in both North and South America, with small bones of the same species inside. This caused some to think that it may have eaten almost anything that moved, including its own young.
Coelophysis. Okay. Let's see.
In 1947, more than 40 Coelophysis fossils were found at a single site in New Mexico. Young Coelophysis bones were found in the rib cages of some adults, resulting in two alternative theories. Either Coelophysis was a cannibal, eating anything that moved, including its own young, or the females first hatched the eggs in their bodies, then bore the young live. Dinosaur eggs have been found in large numbers. Customarily, they belong to the larger dinosaurs and those that built nests in groups or herds. A small dinosaur like Coelophysis, easy prey for many carnivores, may have had their young live in order to reduce the time of their vulnerability. Still, the bones of youngsters found inside the adults seem extraordinarily large for a baby. Celophysis was a cannibal that consumed its own kind.
Wow. Oh yeah, do not mess with them. How's the story? $10 feet long. North America and South Africa. Okay. We've already checked this guy, I think. Desmatosuchus. Among tegodontians, it was the suborder Aethozoria that evolved the most distinctive physical form. Backbone was lined with 2 rows of bony plates, many of which had protective spikes on their sides. Desmatosuchus is representative. Some specimens had prominent pairs of spikes at the base of the neck that were almost a foot and a half long. Other animals in this group had weak jaws, with underdeveloped teeth, and probably fed chiefly on soft plants. Oh, that's a short guy. 2 feet long.
This is Cuniosaurus. One of the first lizards on Earth, it was able to glide through the air.
Saltopus. Saltopus is a small, early carnivorous dinosaur, the only specimen of which is an incomplete fossil missing both the skull and the hind limbs. 5 digits were found on the forelimbs, and the skeletal framework suggests a dinosaur older than the Coelophysidae. Some paleontologists classify Saltopus with the suborder Paleodinosauria, others with the new suborder Herrerasauria. Okay. But this guy is bigger than the previous guy we've seen. Weird. Oh boy. Look at this guy. Sclermoclus. Guy is all teeth. Small tegodontian Sclermoclus developed such a highly distinctive form at... Oh shit, I've pressed A. 1, rather. But some scientists consider it a true dinosaur. For instance, it has 5 digits on each forelimb, second of which is extended for the easier grasping. So the clavicle and the epactal clavicula have degenerated, allowing the forelimbs to move freely in all directions. This is characteristic This characteristic is shared by today's tree-dwelling lizards, indicating that Clermoclos itself may have been arboreal too. They may have developed leathery flaps along their underarms for gliding from tree to tree, and may eventually have evolved into pterosaurs. Okay. We are getting closer to dinosaurs now. True dinosaurs. Okay, that's a small guy, 1 foot long. And you can see him in Scotland, Elgin Museum.
During the age of dinosaurs, the skies were ruled by pterosaurs, which had evolved from land dinosaurs. Eudimorphodon was discovered in an upper Triassic soil stratum in Italy and is believed to be the oldest form of pterosaur. Paleontologists think it dove into the water to catch fish and may have been able to glide across the surface like a duck.
Interesting. That's a weird looking dog though.
During
Dinosaur.
Like Lagosuchus, Eudimorphodon is believed to have evolved from a lightweight tree dweller. In its earliest stages, this animal may have glided through the air like a flying squirrel by spreading the membrane on either side of its body. These crude wings, or membranes, were supported by a grossly elongated fourth finger bone. Eudimorphodon's jaw was lined with two types of alternating teeth, one for grabbing its prey and the other for chewing off chunks. This distinctive arrangement was also handed down to lower Jurassic period pterosaurs like the Dimorphodon.
Played at City Museum of Bergamo. Okay, you can see it in Italy.
This is the amphibian Parachycrotosaurus. Most likely, however, it spent most of its life in the water, rarely venturing on land.
the ocean-dwelling Nothosaur gradually transformed its legs into fins and emerged as the plesiosaur. Nothosaurs swam clumsily, using their legs like paddles. Plesiosaurs could swim quite fast, flapping first their front, then rear fins.
Hi Shadow. Does it feel magical? It feels like I'm at school right now. Plesiosaurus.
Plesiosaurus is a reptile that can best be described as a turtle with a long swan-like neck. Its body was flat like that of a turtle and had 4 powerful fins. Today's turtles use only their forefins to swim. The hind fins are employed like rudders to
Yeah,
control
but just
direction.
that.
According to a recent study, however, plesiosaurs may have used all 4 fins to swim. Until the end of the Mesozoic era, plesiosaurs and their relatives ruled the seas, living virtually all of their life in the water. It is not known whether they laid eggs or bore their young alive. But they may well have dug holes in beach sand and laid eggs, very much like the great sea turtles.
"13 feet long. That's a big boy." Quality worldwide. Okay. Oh, last guy. This guy. That's a fish. Symbospondylus. Ichthyosaurs first appeared during the early Triassic period in what is now northern Europe. Before spreading throughout the world seas, some evolved into large ichthyosaurs like Symbospondylus, specimens of which have been found in North America measuring over 33 feet in length. In the ecosystem of the prehistoric ocean, they may have occupied a position similar to today's toothed whales. Lacking caudal fins, they probably moved through the water in an undulating motion like an eel. University of Nevada. Okay. Wonder if they are still displayed like in those museums. I was doing this one myself and it magically put me to sleep. You know, I'm thinking I might not even beat the game today. Because there's 6 time period and I'm still at the 2nd time period. Ojaros. Riojasaurus. There were 2 basic types of prosauropods. Those that were light and agile and capable of walking on either 2 or 4 legs as the situation demanded, and those that grew in size and could only crawl on all 4s, like the later sauropods. It took me, what, 40 minutes? I struggled with the first one because I didn't know I could scroll the text. So there's a lot of dinosaurs I did twice. Riojasaurus, a typical quadruped of the times, was the largest of the prosauropods, measuring almost 35 feet long. Although a skull has not been found, chances are it was fairly small. The body proportions were probably similar to the sauropods. The forelimbs, however, with large claws on the thumbs, were distinctive to this type of animal. South America, Argentine Museum of Natural Sciences.
Musaurus, the smallest dinosaur discovered to date, measured only about 8 inches long when fully grown.
Okay. That's all.
Musaurus, the
What? Can't have any info on this guy? Oh, whatever.
At first glance, Syntarsus resembles a chicken, but it was actually a full-fledged carnivore. Several close cousins of the Syntarsus were probably covered with feathers too.
That's true, Shari.
They must have raised quite a ruckus when fighting other animals, leaping, biting, and scattering feathers all around.
That's a weird chicken. Syntarsus.
An animal's surface area increases in inverse proportion to weight as its body size decreases. That's one reason why small animals use up energy so quickly. They dissipate heat through their skin. The same was true for dinosaurs. Small carnivores like Syntarsus used their feathers to prevent heat loss and control their body temperatures to a degree. In cold weather, they could rest the feathers against the skin. In warm weather, they could erect them. Feathers may have evolved from scales. And birds may have inherited feathers from their flesh-eating ancestors. In fact, the theory that birds evolved from dinosaurs seems to be gaining increasing support. Chickens, for example, have scaly legs with little muscle mass to emit heat. Consequently, this area of their bodies need not be covered by feathers.
Less than 10 feet long. Of Africa. Yeah, that's a sus bird.
Dinosaurs are actually divided into two basic groups, or orders, Ornithischia and Saurischia. And Lesothosaurus is said to be the most primitive species of Ornithischia. The majority of Ornithischians were plant eaters with well-developed jaws and teeth for chewing. But the Lesothosaurus's eating utensils were so primitive that it probably had a hard time grinding up its food.
Lesothosaurus.
The dinosaur family can generally be divided into Saurischians and Ornithischian. Lesothosaurus is an Ornithischian dinosaur. A part of the pelvis, or hip bone, known as the pubis, is crucial for the support of internal organs. The marked differences in the shape of the pubis is one way of distinguishing between Saurischians and Ornithischian. The pubis of Saurischians is shaped so as to support the stomach, while the Ornithischian pubis simply covers it from both sides. Generally speaking, the difference between the two types is also believed to be related to their different teeth and jaw structures. Saurischians had relatively primitive teeth and jaws, and simply swallowed what they tore off. Because food was digested in the stomach with the aid of pebbles, a sturdy pubis was needed to support the large stomach. Ornithischians, on the other hand, had developed teeth and jaws, and were probably able to grind plants in their mouths with a rolling movement. Subsequently, they did not need as much skeletal support for their smaller stomachs. Lesothosaurus, however, while an Ornithischian, did not have a highly developed jaw and teeth. Unfortunately, this exception to the rule has stalled the debate over what role the evolution of teeth and jaws ultimately played in the development of the Ornithischians.
Interesting. Okay, 3.5 feet long. Of Africa. Massopondylus. Massopondylus was relatively slim compared to the other large and heavily built members of the family of Plateosauridae. Fossil remains found in Africa contained many well-worn stones in the abdominal area. These are known as gastroliths, which means stomach stones. Presumably they were swallowed intentionally and used as a grinding agent in the digestion of food inside the stomach. Stones. South Africa, North America. Okay. That's a weird looking guy. Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus is a light and finely built prosauropod, fossils of which were found in Connecticut as early as 1818. It is one of the earliest discovered dinosaurs, even though its bones were originally thought to be those of an ancient man. Yeah, sure. What were they smoking back in the day? They were not finally confirmed as an Ankylosaurus until the 20th century. Teeth have dull points which make it hard to determine whether Ankylosaurus was primarily a plant or meat eater. May in fact have been omnivorous. No, there is one thing I wonder, like, How did it took us so long to discover the dinosaurs? So wait, this guy and this guy are the same, I think. Yep. Okay, this time period is done. Okay, let's look. Oh my god, that's dinosaur that looks like a Spider-Man. What the heck?
This dinosaur is Dilophosaurus. It had two thin, bony plates on its head. Some think only the males had such ridges. Others argue that both sexes had the plates, but that the females were smaller. No one knows for sure, however. The males may have determined rank by displaying the color and size of their plates.
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus was one of the largest carnivores roaming North America during the Lower Jurassic period. Because of its size, Dilophosaurus was initially thought to be one of the giant flesh-eating carnosaurs. Some scientists now think it was simply an extremely large member of the Coelosaur family. They base their conclusions on the fact that Dilophosaurus shares the same distinctive crest and other skeletal framework, particularly the flexible skull structure with its separated teeth and jawbone, with the Coelosaurs. But overall, the Dilophosaur's skull structure was not as strong as the Coelosaurs, and it may not have been able to kill and eat live herbivores. It probably feasted on fish and carrion instead.
Interesting. Okay, let's look at Spider-Man.
This is Stegosaurus. Although officially classified as a saurischian, some scientists believe it may actually be an ornithischian.
Okay, not a lot of info. Dryosaurus. Dryosaurus was relatively big-bodied and short-limbed. Ipsilopodontide. Specimens found in as widely separated places as Eastern Africa, Europe, and North America display little anatomical differences. These continents are thought to have been separated by water by the Upper Jurassic period. The widespread distribution of Dryosaurus leads geologists to think that the continents may still have been linked at some point during the later half of the Jurassic. Okay, that's all we have. Scutellosaurus. The small North American herbivore Scutellosaurus belongs to the family of Fabrosauroids. It's the oldest of Ornithischians. Oh my god, Ornithischians. Small plates cover its back, an exceptional feature not found in other members of this family. As far as we know, this is the first dinosaur with any sort of protective skin, but the armor plating may have extracted its own toll in terms of body weight and reduced agility. The Scutellosaurus may also have been an early forerunner of later ankylosaurs. Okay, the same as I thought. I thought it would be. But this one is different. Oh wait, I've already seen this one. Okay, so we're done here. Oh my god, that's a weird looking guy. Sarcolestis. There is none about Sarcolestis. The only fossils consist of a fragmented lower jawbone with several teeth attached, found in Britain. However, the teeth show black hand characteristic of ankylosaurs. It could be that the first of these animals was indeed Sarcolestis. You know what? Let's check that, like if we found something else. Like since the release of this game. I'm curious. No, we haven't found anything else yet. Interesting.
Skeledosaurus was one of the first ornithischians to evolve from a biped, an animal that walks on two legs, to a quadruped that walked on all four. It was so large and heavy that it probably had to use all four legs, except when feeding on taller plants. Except for the bony plates on its back, with which it protected itself, Skeledosaurus would have been easy prey for the carnivorous dinosaurs.
Oh shit, I forgot. That's pretty dumb that the book only appears once the animation is done. Skeledosaurus.
Skeledosaurus employed 7 lines of bony plates as a defense against flesh eaters. The presence of armor plating leads to the possibility that Nodosaurus and other ankylosaurs, and the similarly protected Stegosaurus, may have evolved from Scelidosaurs. And the Scelidosaurus's own predecessor may have been a quick, smaller, but equally armored dinosaur that originally walked on 2 legs. The truth is, though, that the exact role of Scelidosaurus in the evolutionary history of armored dinosaurs remains unknown.
Proceratosaurus. Only 2 specimens of Proceratosaurus have been found to date, both poorly preserved and consisting of little more than a skull and a few fragmentary bones. We learn about dinosaurs. Harpo. Of the better preserved specimens, the top third of the skull is missing. What remains shows a large horn on the snout, suggesting that Proceratosaurus may have been a dinosaur belonging to the infraorder Coelurosauria. The Ceratosaurus proper is thought to have been its direct descendant. So yeah, like you have different time periods. Each time period has a place, has multiple places. I mean, you can visit. Each place has dinosaurs all around the place. You can easily miss this guy, like he blends with the background. I feel like we've already seen this guy. Oh, is that a dolphin? Okay. Cetiosaurus. Dinosaurs in the family Cetiosauridae are probably the earliest sauropods, along with Parapasauridae, to replace the protosauropods. Vertebral column was still densely packed, unlike the later sauropods. Their lighter backbones, and the body mass may have been considerable. At the same time, body size in general was undergoing a rapid increase. A femur of a Cetiosaurus found in Morocco, for example, measured almost 7 feet long. On the other hand, bones once thought to belong to another Cetiosaur have now been identified as those of a diplodocide, newly named Cetiosauricus. Exovisaurus. Exovisaurus is a stegosaurid that lived in Europe towards the end of the Middle Jurassic period. Although the fossil remains are incomplete, it probably had 2 rows of spikes along its back, like the African Kentrosaurus from the Upper Jurassic period. It was also armed with long bony spikes that curved slightly downwards from the hind legs. When first discovered, Exovisaurus represented the oldest and most primitive stegosaurid known. It was also thought to have spread from Europe to the rest of the world. Subsequently, however, much older stegosaurid remains have been found in China, and the preponderance of evidence now points to this country as a site of origin. Okay. I feel like we've already seen this guy. Oh wait, no, wow. I will see that in my nightmares, I think. Dimorphodon. Dimorphodon is an early pterosaurus that inherited many of the characteristics common to Triassic flyers like Dimorphodon and Dinosaurus. It had a fairly large skull, almost 8 inches long, yet overall was relatively lightweight. Large pointed teeth alternated along the jaw with smaller, more densely packed ones. An insectivore, Dimorphodon spotted a long tail not found in later pterosaurs. Recent reconstruction of its skeleton reveals creatures that could cover ground quickly, running with its legs fully erect. Its tail held horizontal to balance the body. Among pterosaurs, however, this characteristic seems unique. Dolphins.
Among the many reptilian sea dwellers, Ichthyosaurs may have adapted best to life in the ocean. Instead of laying eggs on land, they hatched them inside their bodies and bore their young in the sea. There are fossil remains of a female ichthyosaur with a baby halfway out of the mother's body.
Oh boy, okay. That will be in my nightmares too. Oh my god. Meteorincus. Meteorincus, a type of primitive sea crocodile, or Thalattosuchia, lived from the middle of the Upper Jurassic period. Its limbs eventually evolved into fins, and the tip of the tail bone gradually curved downward to support the large tail fin characteristic of ichthyosaurs. Meteorincus's long snout suggests a fish eater, but a specimen found in Britain contained a massive quantity of squid. Apparently it was a ravenous creature capable of attacking both because a giant Jurassic fish nearly 90 feet long was found in 1986 pierced by a Meteorincus tooth. Interesting. And the turtle. Weird looking turtle. Pelonostes. Plesiosauroid reptiles fell into two superfamilies, Plesiosauroidea and Oh my god. Those names. Plesiosauridae. The former characterized by increasingly smaller heads and longer necks. Later by shorter necks carrying larger heads, represented by early Pelonestes. At the end of its 20th cervical vertebrae was a skull approximately 3 feet long. Presumably, the large skull compensated for the limited neck length when it came to catching prey and vice versa. Peronoestes also had fewer teeth than its fish-feeding cousins. The rounded tops adapted to swallowing squid. In fact, its remains are frequently associated with those of cephalopods. The obvious conclusion is that most marine reptiles of the Mesozoic era, squid were probably equally or more important as a food source than fish. Okay, we're done here. Almost halfway through the game. Where have they seen these guys, I think? Oh wait, no. Chaoyangosaurus. Chaoyangosaurus is believed to have evolved from the smaller plant-eating Heterodontosaurids. What the fuck, guys? The names! Like, stop! Shorten them! The tip of its jaws has changed into a horny, parrot-like beak, handed down later to both Psittacosaurus and Protoceratops. Because of the distinctive skull and beak structure, this family of dinosaurs is believed to be the direct ancestor of a large group of dinosaurs known as the suborder Ceratopsia.
Shunosaurus was a small Middle Jurassic sauropod, or four-legged plant eater, that lived in large numbers in what is now China. One Shunosaur, named Shunosaurus illy, had a club-like tail with a pair of sharp spikes. It could swing its tail as a weapon against fierce, flesh-eating dinosaurs.
Sauropods are typically gigantic and able to protect themselves by their sheer size. By comparison, consider that adult elephants are rarely attacked by even the largest of lions. But a few small sauropods, like this Shunosaurus, were undoubtedly preyed upon by some of the carnivorous dinosaurs. For defense, the Shunosaur developed a distinctive spiked club at the end of its tail. Stegosaurids contemporary with Shunosaurus were also equipped with lethal tail spikes, though most of the small sauropods apparently lacked such a defensive weapon. The later
So don't mess
Ankylosaurs
with
used
them,
heavy,
that's the moral of the
hammer-like bony
story.
structures against their enemies.
If you see one, run. Don't touch it. Don't even approach it. Casasaurus. Casasaurus is a dinosaur newly listed in 1985. Opinion is divided. Is it still listed? Let's see. Yeah, so Ross. Okay, it's still fairly unknown. This is a dinosaur newly listed in 1985. Opinion is divided on whether it should be classified as a megalosaur or should belong to a new genera called Streptospondyces. The original discoverer, however, still considers it a megalosaur. It's called Gazosaurus because it's a gas company that discovered it. Fun fact.
The Wyangosaurus is the oldest dinosaur so far, of which fossils have been found in China. The armored dinosaurs are commonly thought to be slow, dim-witted plant eaters. But they may actually have been quite nimble and capable of rapid movement.
Wyangosaurus.
Wyangosaurus is a stegosaurid discovered in Middle Jurassic soil strata from the Sichuan province of China. Its skeletal structure suggests that it may have been the ancestor of many later stegosaurids. In contrast to the later stegosaurids, however, which show evidence of a beak and the degeneration of teeth, Wyangosaurus had teeth to the edge of its jaw and were more primitively built. It also had triangular plates along its back, replaced by cone-shaped spikes toward the end of the tail. Scientists now think that the Chinese stegosaurids not only roamed ancient Laurasia, but spread widely throughout the prehistoric world, developing into plated stegosaurids, the horned centrosaur, and other ceratopods.
Pelusaurus. Pelusaurus is a new type of sauropod only discovered in 1987. What did I say? 88? Okay, let's check Wikipedia about this one. Okay. Any skeletal remains thus far found show a creature with short neck and tail in relation to its body. Okay, so back in the day it was only one skeletal remain. Apparently we found 17 since. And tail in relation to its body and an extraordinarily large scapula. One of the smallest sauropods, measures less than 17 feet long. The size is that of a young sauropod. However, mature adults are almost assuredly larger. Apparently they were a bit taller than human, but yeah, they were way longer. Okay, that's all. I think, yeah, I'm done with this time period. Oh my god, we have 4 places to check. Buckle up. That will be long. Tojiangosaurus. This Chinese stegosaurid found in excellent complete form had 15 pairs of small, sharp, triangular plates from neck to tail, along with 2 pairs of spikes on the tip of the tail. Because it had the greatest number of plates ever found on the stegosaurid, it was named multispinous, meaning many spines. At first glance, they more resemble the spikes of Kentrosaurus and Stegosaurus. The later dinosaur also has a pair of spikes on the hind limbs, absent in multispinous. Wow, look at this neck. Omesaurus. Omesaurus is a Camarasaurid with an exceptionally long neck and equally elongated individual vertebrae. There are many similar long-necked sauropods from the same period of time in China. Why such animals proliferated here during this time is unknown. Yangshuanosaurus. Yangshuanosaurus is so closely resembles Allosaurus that it is often referred to as the Chinese Allosaur. Still, it has a jagged swelling on the snout, not common to most Allosaurs, and lacks a distinctive protective protrusion over the eyes. A well-preserved specimen recently uncovered in China has only added fuel to the fire. Some researchers now argue that this dinosaur is identical to the Matriarchantrosaurus of the family Ostretospondii. Fuck that! A separate group of the Carnosauria infraorder. Like what? We should stop scientists from naming things. I think it's a mistake to let them name things.
Mamenchisaurus had a neck that measured almost 35 feet, or about half as long as its body. Dinosaurs related to the lightweight Diplodocus could allegedly stand on their hind legs and tail. Mamenchisaurus may have been able to achieve this feat too. It may have even been able to reach as high as the gigantic Brachiosaurus.
Okay. Okay. Mamenchisaurus.
The sauropods that inhabited the region of China toward the end of the Jurassic were characterized by increasingly elongated necks. The extreme example is Mamenchisaurus. Consisting of 19 separate bones, its neck alone counted for half the Mamenchisaurus's length. The neck bone count is the highest for all dinosaurs. One bone alone was 3 feet, 3 inches long. For all their size, however, the bones were thin and overlapped at the joints, probably restricting neck movement. When drinking water, the Mamenchisaurus was forced to lower its unbending neck straight downward from its shoulders, like a giant living crane.
Imagine that. Okay, I can move. Oh my god. I kind of feel bad for them. I'm glad I'm not. I don't have a neck that long.
This is Gonbusaurus. Gonbu is the name of an ancient Chinese government office, once occupied by the poet Du Fu.
Must feel horrible. Like, imagine to do anything, like you have to move your neck. Oh my god, that must be horrible.
Tianshanosaurus was first found
Yeah,
in
probably
the
sucks
Tianshan
tremendously.
Mountains of China, after which it is named.
Okay, I think we are done here. So we have Europe, North America, and South America. Pterodactylus. Pterodactylus was a pterosaur that appeared during the Upper Jurassic period. It had a short tail with a very long neck that could curve back over its body in a nice shape. Pterodactylus came in a variety of size, from that of a sparrow to a crow. All of them were probably insectivores, however, that hung upside down from tree branches or the ceilings of seaside caves, like today's bats. Okay, is it the same? Nope. Rhynchus, whatever. Although an early type of pterosaur, Rhynchus also survived the longest. Its most distinctive characteristic was a long tail ending in a diamond-shaped rudder that served as a stabilizer. It used its few teeth to scoop up fish while gliding just over the surface of the water. Amphiorhynchus fossil found in Sonhofen, Germany, showed the clear impression of a wing membrane and fine collagen fibers. Megalosaurus. Megalosaurus was first found in 1822, long before the world suspected the existence of dinosaurs. It was so named, in fact, because it was believed to be an ancient lizard. Many early theropod fossil finds were misidentified as Megalosaurus. Science finally managed to straighten itself out. It's one of the first discovered.
Archaeopteryx is still classified as a bird. But many experts now believe it evolved from a small carnivore. Some scientists think the arm may have evolved into a wing after certain feathered dinosaurs started using their feathers to flap flying insects toward their face.
Archaeopteryx.
Aside from the fact that Archaeopteryx has forelimbs that developed into wings, its overall skeletal framework is essentially identical to that of Compsognathus, a small dinosaur. In the early part of the 20th century, the resemblance between Archaeopteryx and dinosaurs was thought to be mere coincidence. During the 1970s, however, the skeletal similarities were examined in greater detail, and the two were found to be virtually identical. The evolution of small dinosaurs into birds is now thought to have been stimulated when the former used their feathered forelimbs in pursuit of insects. Specifically, Archaeopteryx and its ancestors probably first flapped their primitive wings in an effort to draw insects toward their mouth. Gradually, the feathers grew longer, and eventually the animals learned how to fly. If the Archaeopteryx truly is the origin of avians, then all of today's birds, as strange as it seems, may be the direct descendant of the dinosaur.
No way! There's plenty more. Compsognathus. Compsognathus is one of the small dinosaurs that invariably surfaces whenever the origin whenever the origin of today's birds is discussed. It shares an almost identical skeletal structure with the more well-known Archaeopteryx, and has even been identified as such in certain museums. While it has only 2 digits on its forelimbs, chances are that its body was covered with feathers. There is still some controversy as to whether or not birds evolved from Archaeopteryx. It seems almost certain that it and Compsognathus shared their common ancestors at some point in time. Birds are dinosaurs! Oh no! What are we doing? What are we gonna do about that? Metriacanthosaurus. Metriacanthosaurus ported spiked protrusions along its spine that were almost twice the size of individual vertebrae and appeared to be still growing. Here is one reason for thinking it may well have been related to the meat-eating and large-celled Spinosaurus of the Cretaceous period. On the other hand, the Spinosaurus skull structure more closely resembles that of baryonyx and other fish-eating dinosaurs. Extremely well-preserved specimen was recently uncovered in China, spurring an argument over whether this animal be classified as another Megalosauride or placed in the new family of Ostreptospondylidae. No, it's a stop with the shit name. It's a Megalosaurid.
Camptosaurus was the first bipedal plant eater, or herbivore. It had a large groove in the middle of its lower jaw, which probably encased a long, nimble tongue. It must have used its tongue like a giraffe to scrape and tear leaves off branches.
Wow, that guy looked pissed. Echinodon. Echinodon was one of the smaller fibrosaurids that survived into the Upper Jurassic period. It had a small head and large teeth, with 2 fangs on its jaws. Okay, we've done China, there's still North America and South America. Let's do North America first.
Without any doubt, the fiercest meat-eater of the Jurassic period was Allosaurus. Fossilized footprints of this carnivore show that it captured prey in teams of 2 or more. The tracks of a large sauropod fleeing an Allosaurus have been found in the United States. To make matters worse for its prey, the Allosaurus is thought to have been a good swimmer. Few plant eaters could have felt comfortable with Allosaurus around.
The carnivorous Allosaurus roamed most of the known world during its day. The largest, comparable in size to Tyrannosaurus, measured 46 feet long. Allosaurus's skull was fragile when compared with its body, however. It may have been able to dislocate its jaw like some snakes in order to swallow larger prey. A horn-like projection atop the head shows a dramatic difference in sharpness from fossil to fossil. Like the horn of the Ceratosaurus and the crest of the Dilophosaurus, the Allosaur's own horn-like projection may have been displayed as a symbol of male strength.
Nasty bits. Nasty animals. I think my brain is turning itself off.
Formerly,
Oh wait, is it something different? Let's check.
formerly known as Brontosaurus, this huge behemoth could ward off carnivores by its sheer size. But if assaulted by a meat eater, it could wield its great tail as a weapon and crush opponents with its hind legs.
Apatosaurus.
Apatosaurus and other large sauropods inhabited relatively open land, subject to rapid flooding and drying. It fed chiefly on the leaves of the giant coniferous trees that made up Jurassic forests. Formerly known as Brontosaurus, this dinosaur traveled in herds when moving from one feeding ground to another, encircling their young for protection. We know this from the large number of fossilized footprints that have been found. If the traveling caravan consisted exclusively of adults, its members may have exhibited considerable discipline. It appears that the herd followed the leader in two alternating lines, or spread out like a spearhead. With their necks raised like giant giraffes, and their huge horizontal tails trailing behind. A parade of apatosaurs must have made a grand spectacle.
Okay. Camarasaurus. The medium-sized sauropod Camarasaurus was most widely disturbed. Why did I say disturbed? Distributed over North America. Oops, wrong button. Okay, I'm losing focus clearly. During the Upper Jurassic period, many skeletal remains have been recovered in good condition. It was heavily built, relatively short neck and tail. Short chisel-like teeth backed its jaws, and the skull was characterized by numerous large openings, which probably helped reduce overweight. For many years, a major museum displayed a Camarasaurus skull atop the body of an Apatosaurus and identified the two as Brontosaurus. Okay.
This large herbivore, with two rows of upright plates on its back, is Stegosaurus. Previously, the plates were thought to be only for protection, but it is now thought they might have been actively employed as weapons too. The spikes on the tail might have delivered the final blow.
Stegosaurus.
Of the suborder Stegosauria, the Stegosaurus is unquestionably the most famous. A large adult Stegosaurus sported bony plates almost 2.5 feet tall along its back. These protective plates were covered with horny tissue and possibly served as sharp weapons. Grooves for carrying blood vessels have been discovered just beneath the surface skin of the plates. These were probably employed as a crude form of air conditioning to control the creature's body temperature. But the stegosaur's most effective weapon proved to be the sharp conical spikes sprouting out of its tail. Individuals may have wielded as few as 4 or as many as 8 such spikes. Regardless of the number, it's not hard to imagine a predator being driven off or even killed by their sharp points.
That looks nasty. Spikes. Diplodocus. Diplodocus had the longest body length of any dinosaur yet found in complete form, measuring up to nearly 90 feet long. Body was slim in form and slight in frame, weighing only a little more than 10 tons. Oh my god, that's a big boy. Name derives from the double beam of chevron bones that hang underneath the tail vertebrae. At first, it was thought that these bony projections protected the blood vessels as the tail dragged along the ground. However, it is believed that the tail may have been held out horizontally from the body. The protrusion may simply have helped distribute weight more evenly when Diplodocus stood on its rear leg and tail. Ornitholestes, or Lestes, I don't know, is the only small carnivore dinosaur found in well-preserved condition from the upper Jurassic strata of North America, a time and place when the giant sauropods held sway. It was lightly built and probably preyed on birds, and the name bird stealer. The type of dinosaur had a knob on top of its nut. Okay, I'm done with this part of the world. Oh wait, no, there's more.
An often asked question is, what is the largest dinosaur to have ever walked the earth? These two dinosaurs usually top the list. The champion in length, Supersaurus, is on the left. It measured almost 140 feet from head to tail. Ultrasaurus, the weight champion, is on the right. It weighed more than 130 tons.
130 tons, oh boy.
However, a few recent fossil finds indicate even larger dinosaurs may have once lived.
Yeah, that's some big boys. Trosaurus, an official name. Do they have a name now? Let's see. No, now it's called Ultrasaurus. Oh. And apparently not sure it even exists. Because there's news discoveries that indicate that it may not even exist. Weird. Okay.
While there are many large dinosaurs, the candidate for largest, aside from Supersaurus, is undoubtedly Ultrasaurus. In 1986, based on a study of its tailbone, a Seismosaurus was estimated to be 120 feet long. The dinosaur that left this nearly 4-foot-long footprint, found in Morocco in 1980, was named Breviparapus. The stride between prints suggests that their maker may have measured more than 150 feet in length. But the footprints of Gigantosaurus, discovered in Spain in 1984, were even larger. One spanned 4 feet 5 inches from toe to heel. The most mind-boggling fossil discovery ever, however, was that of a gigantic pelvis and backbone uncovered in Colorado in August of 1988. Believed to be a specimen of Supersaurus, this behemoth may have been 140 feet long, from snout to the tip of its tail. More miraculously, these bones belonged to a young dinosaur that had not yet reached maturity. Imagine how big it might have become when fully grown.
Supersaurus. Scapula, spine, and ribs found in Dry Mesa, Colorado in 1972 were first thought to belong to an animal in the family Brachiosauridae. Later, because of the shape of a spinal protrusion towards the rear, they were reclassified as those of the family Diplodocidae. But if the remains had been those... If the remains... What the heck? If the remains had been those of Diplodocus, they would have to have measured almost 140 feet in length. Similar fossils were again found in Dry Mesa in August of 1988. A new species assigned, Supersaurus. The animal's estimated length is still in the neighborhood of 140 feet. But what makes the find even more intriguing is the fact that the fossilized bones apparently belong to a youngster rather than a fully grown adult. Coelurus. Coelurus is a small flesh eater characterized by its weak, slender forearms and hollow marrow bones. Most small sharp teeth lined the jaws. Initially, its incomplete fossil remains caused some confusion, and it was often classified with Ornitholestes. Today, the two are clearly established as separate species. Okay, we're done with North America.
Brachiosaurus is best known for its long body that glides smoothly from head to tail. Brachiosaurus means arm reptile, and as its name suggests, it had tremendously long front legs. Because of its unique figure, it may have been able to feed on leaves near the ground or in trees as high as 30 feet, simply by moving its head.
Brachiosaurus.
Up until the 1960s, science thought of the brachiosaur as one of those animals forced to live most of its life in water in order to support its immense bulk. Consequently, its diet was believed to have consisted mainly of aquatic plants. In common with other large sauropods, the brachiosaur had an unusual nasal opening on the top of its head, presumably convenient for breathing in water. Later research has again shrouded the function of this nasal opening in mystery, for it now appears that the brachiosaur preferred to live on dry flatlands. Interestingly, the modern elephant has a skull structure very similar to that of the ancient brachiosaur. A theory currently attracting much attention, then, says that the brachiosaur may well have had a long trunk like an elephant, using it to gather food from plants and trees on land.
Okay. Elaphrosaurus. Elaphrosaurus is an early group of rapid-running carnivores called ornithomimids, or ostrich dinosaurs. A comparatively well-preserved skeleton found in Tendaguru, Tanzania, while not yet showing long developed legs, nonetheless hints to the fearsome predators to come. Although the skull is lost, it was probably frail in structure, possessing a long snout and bony crest. Borosaurus. Borosaurus so much resembles the Diplodocus that many scientists think it is only another variety of Diplodocid. But incomplete fossils show an animal with a longer neck and shorter tail than the typical Diplodocus. In fact, its neck appears to have been extremely long, and vertebrae alone measuring 3 feet in length.
Dicryosaurus is a diplodocid too. but with a shorter neck and tail than the typical Diplodocus.
But there's not a lot of dinosaurs here.
This is the Ceratosaurus. The distinctive feature of this dinosaur is the unique horn on its nose. The males may have used their horns to fight among themselves during the mating season. In spite of its size, Ceratosaurus was very agile. It may have been able to stand on its tail and kick an enemy with its rear legs.
Ceratosaurus.
Until recently, the massive Ceratosaurus was thought to be a flesh eater belonging to the family of sturdily built carnosaurs. But some obvious differences have lately emerged. For one thing, the Ceratosaurus was much lighter than the average carnosaur. Secondly, its flexible skull consisted of several bone plates joined by ligament and cartilage. In addition, it had 4 digits on each forelimb, unlike the 3-fingered carnivores. Since these features were shared by more primitive carnivores, Ceratosaurus is now often classified in a group with these older meat-eaters as a prototheropod.
Okay. Almost done with this Sierra. Wow. Kentrosaurus. Also known as Spiky. Kentrosaurus, along with Stegosaurus, is a representative stegosaurid. Notice the 2 rows of alternating bony plates that run from just behind the neck to the beginning of the tail, followed by a series of long sharp spikes in pairs. So we are done with the Jurassic. Okay, four more here. 3, 4, 5. Oh my god. I'm not done today, no way.
The long journey is over. Dinosaurs disappear completely from the face of the Earth in the Cretaceous period. See the ending for more.
I want to check what else there is, but yeah, I won't finish it today. Okay, that's literally the encyclopedia. Oh, okay. We have access to that. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Again, we have access to that info. Oh, just some picture? Right now. Just more info. Yeah, quit, please. Please. Okay, to press start. Scan this box. Oh, okay, it's just fun facts. Fossils of Ipsilosaurus priscus, a member of the Sauropodan family of titanosaurs, have been found in Provence, France. Sediment laid down more than 2 billion years after the end of the Cretaceous period. Today, these are believed to belong to the last surviving dinosaurs. Okay. Well, I won't check that. I will finish to visit the time periods. And yeah, I will end it.
Deinonychus wasn't very large, but for many herbivorous dinosaurs, it may have been the most fearsome enemy of all. It was very intelligent and attacked animals in packs like wolves. No animal could beat a pack of Deinonychus, all armed with sharp claws on their hind feet.
Deinonychus. Yep.
The discovery of Deinonychus in the United States in 1964 rocked the then prevailing assumption that dinosaurs were uniformly sluggish, dull-witted, and cold-blooded creatures. Their behavior limited and their body temperature forever chained to that of the surrounding air. Instead, excavations revealed an animal that formed packs of 5 or 6 individuals under a single leader. To communicate and function in such packs, Deinonychus must have possessed considerable intelligence. But this dinosaur's greatest weapon was surely the huge claw on its hind legs. A superb sense of balance and agility would have been required to enable their use, whether standing on one leg or leaping with both. For this reason alone, scientists began to rethink the dinosaur, triggering an ongoing debate over their fundamental nature. Some now argue that, like mammals, Deinonychus was an endotherm, or warm-blooded animal, and quite capable of maintaining a constant body temperature.
Nasty creatures. Tenontosaurus. Tenontosaurus is a medium-sized herbivorous biped found in Montana alongside several Deinonychus fossils. The relationship of the remains suggests that Deinonychus had been attacked by a pack of 4 to 6 Deinonychuses, all of which plunged to their death. The tail accounts for more than half of the animal's length. The name itself derives from a developed tendon that secured the spinal projection to the vertebra. At first considered an iguanodontide, many scientists now classify Tyrannosaurus as an exceptionally large hypsilodontide because of its horny beak and monocycles, a ring of bone around the eye. Acrocanthosaurus. Many carnosaurs evidence a trend of elongation of their spinal protrusion. In the past, wrong button. In the past, they were believed to be related to Spinosaurus, a large flesh eater of the Cretaceous period. Those protrusions redhead over 6 feet high. However, they are now recognized as an independent family. Acrocanthosaurus is classified as an allosaur because of similarity in structure of the pubis, brain case, and certain features of the vertebral joints. Although the vertical spinal protrusions are lost in the fossils thus far discovered, those of Acrocanthosaurus are estimated to have been almost a foot tall at the neck and tail, perhaps twice that high along the back.
Hypsilophodon, a small herbivore, lived in herds very much like gazelles do today on the African savanna. These dinosaurs moved to new hunting grounds in huge herds, some probably standing guard, while the others grazed. When a carnivore approached, the guards probably warned the feeding herd by their actions or by making noises.
Oh, I forgot. Hypsilophodon.
Because of its legs, Hypsilophodon was long believed to have been a tree dweller. One toe radiated backwards, as if to better grasp limbs and branches. But this too proved to be an error of reconstruction. The overwhelming opinion now is that the Hypsilophodon was indeed a fleet-footed creature that scurried about on land. They may have even moved about in herds of families like the African gazelle. Hypsilophodon may have used different skin patterns to distinguish among herds.
Microvenator. Single specimen of this dinosaur, alas, is a butt of incomplete bones. It can be distinguished by the absence of vertebral protrusions and the distinctive rearward curve of the pubis. Microvenator is believed to an early type of oviraptor.
Baryonyx is a new type of carnivorous dinosaur found in England in 1983. It had huge carved claws on its front legs, and its skull bore striking similarities in shape to that of a crocodile. Fish scales were found in its stomach. Baryonyx probably caught fish with its hooked claws.
Baryonyx.
Baryonyx shares a number of skull characteristics with Dilophosaurus and Spinosaurus. All three have weak jaws and rostral bones separate from the jawbone. The face is thin and long. The teeth are cone-shaped and convenient for capturing fish. Baryonyx also had a bony crest similar to that of the Dilophosaurus. These flesh-eating dinosaurs may have all belonged to the same biological group. Baryonyx, however, had enormous foot-long claws on its forearms found on no other dinosaur. These fierce claws may have given the Baryonyx a clear edge over the competition when it came to catching fish.
Interesting. Averlandia. All fossil remains of Yaverlandia were found on the Isle of Wight in Britain at the turn of the century. At first thought to be the skull bone of another dinosaur, Yaverlandia was later identified as a small type of herbivore similar to Fabrosaurus and probably ancestor of Pachycephalosaurs. But quite an inch thick, skull bone certainly hints at the beginning of evolution of Pachycephalosaurus. That one looks weird. Racontus. Racontus fossils recovered to date are generally in poor shape and nothing of the animal has been found from the waist up. As far as we know, Racontus had 2 rows of bony plates, its tail and a single plate protecting its rear. The front half of the animal is believed to have been armed with large cone-shaped spikes. The opinion differs as to how they were arranged. They may have stood upright along the back, or they may have sprouted from the sides guarding the underbelly of the animal. Okay, so we don't know how it looked, basically. That's a proof of concept. Spinax. When these 3 unusually tall vertebrae were found, they were first assigned to a megalosaur, then later attributed to Altispinax. Some scientists still think that Altispinax is identical to Metriacanthosaurus, so its identification as an independent genus presently remains in doubt. According to those who support the new genus classification, Altispinax possessed a small sail supported by a 1 foot high protrusion on its shoulder.
This is Craterosaurus. A stegosaurid, it is believed to have survived the longest of all stegosaurids on any of the continents.
I think they are the same.
In 1878, the fossils of 39 iguanodons were found in a single site at the Dinosaur mines in Belgium. Why so many in one spot? A herd of iguanodons fleeing from carnivores may have fallen over a cliff. Among the smaller fossils was one large specimen, probably the male who had been in charge of a harem of females. This dinosaur may have used the spike on its forelimb as a weapon.
Iguanodon.
Iguanodon was the largest bipedal herbivore of the early Cretaceous period. Slow-moving and cumbersome, it was the constant prey of contemporary carnivores, as shown by fossils from the Bernissart deposits of Belgium. Still, the Iguanodon was equipped with a dangerous and powerful weapon, probably wielded only as a last resort. See how the thumbs on the forelimbs form a sharp, bony spike? Some large predators must have paid dearly for their prey. When Iguanodon fossils were first found in the early 19th century, no one was sure where the spikes went. So the first reconstruction showed a quadrupedal iguanodon with a spike sprouting from their snout like a rhino's. The present prevailing view, though, is that it almost surely belongs on the first digit of the forelimb.
Oh, that's the same. Okay, well done here. We'll do the last two and I will leave the last time period for tomorrow.
This is Probactrosaurus. It is said to be an iguanodontid, but its skull resembles that of the hadrosaur.
That guy looks like E.T., like the head, I mean. Velopus. First non-Chinese Saurischian fossil was that of an Velopus found in Zhangtung province in 1922. A skull, cervical column, spine, pelvis, and hind legs have been found in complete form. Velopus had 17 vertebrae and an extremely long neck for a Camarasaurid. Dungaripterus. Dungaripterus is a pterosaur found in the Zhangari Plains of central China. Solid-shaped beak sloped upwards and ended in a tweezer-like tip. Pointed teeth ran from the middle to the rear of the jaw. What it fed on remains a mystery. Perhaps it picked up lugworms and shellfish like the modern long-billed snipe. Zungaripterus also had a low bony crest in the center of the cranium.
This is Psittacosaurus. It ate plants by tearing them with its parrot-like beak. In fossils found in Mongolia, large numbers of pebbles were located in the animal's stomach area. The small stones may have helped it digest the plants it ate.
Imagine you shit pebbles. Oh my god. Psittacosaurus.
Psittacosaurus is one of the more important plant eaters in the evolutionary history of herbivorous dinosaurs. Mainly because it was the ancestor of all the horned ceratopians that would later make such dramatic strides during the Upper Cretaceous period. Its skeletal framework reveals it to have been a small, almost insignificant bipedal herbivore. But a closer look at its skull shows the beginning development of the parrot-like beak typical of ceratopians, along with an elongating rear edge, the prototype of the ceratopian frill. The long, spike-like protrusions on either side of the face are another physical feature handed down to later ceratopians.
I think I've checked this guy. I forgot. Yes, I did on this guy. Werosaurus. Many stegosaurids were found in China, including Werosaurus, with its unique bony plates. The shape of the two rows of plates along the back remains one of rooftops. Not really. Werosaurus is the only known stegosaurid to have survived into the Cretaceous period. Okay, one more place to visit. Anongera. Since the 1970s, several new pterosaurs have been discovered in lower Cretaceous strata in northeastern Brazil, including Anongera. Its skull was over 2 feet long. It had a thin crest over the nostrils. Recent studies suggest that Anongera could fold its wings and walk on all fours like a bat, supported by the 3 digits on its front and rear limbs. Chronosaurus. Dinosaur stands at the height of the evolutionary history of the superfamily Plesiosauridae, the short-necked, large-headed relatives of the superfamily Plesiosauridae. Its skull reached up to 9 feet long, largest of any land or marine vertebrates. The Chronosaurs' form and lifestyle were probably similar to those of today's sperm whale, with one notable exception. Unlike the deepwater sperm whale, the Chronosaur preferred the shallow waters, then covering most of the continent of Australia and where the Plesiosaurids were common. Okay. Oh my god. Look at that skull. Look at that jaw, even. Pterodostro. That's one heck of a smile. Pterodostro is a pterosaur that evolved unique feeding habits. Its height... Its 8-inch long beak... Yeah. Wow. I'm overwhelmed. Curved up at the end and teeth were densely packed along the lower jaw, like the blisters of a brush. By dipping its beak in the water, the Pterodostro could filter out plankton for food. Like, that's a monster, it's not a dinosaur.
This brachiosaurid, the Rabacosaurus, was more than 65 feet long.
Oranosaurus was a big herbivore with a large sail on its back. The sail was made of skin stretched over a skeleton of spines on the backbone. And blood vessels probably ran through it. The sail also acted like a sort of air conditioner in summer, as it could be exposed to cooling breezes.
Okay. Rhinoceros.
During the early Cretaceous period, the Niger area of northwestern Africa, where Oranosaurus lived, was a hot, dry desert. Since pre-dawn temperatures can fall quite low in the desert, these animals probably greeted the morning sun with their sails spread, the better to warm their bodies. Conversely, daytime temperatures can soar quite high. Now the Oranosaurus employed their skin sails as a sort of built-in air conditioner, turning their narrow edge toward the sun and allowing the wind to carry away the excess heat.
Okay. Well, that's why I stop. Tomorrow I will do the last time period. And then see the end. Apparently there is an end screen. And yeah. After that it's Pokemon Picross. A long game probably. Okay. Let's trade someone. Well, let's trade Kus. She's doing some horse racing. Yellow Racer. On PS2. So yeah. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow for the end of the tour. I'm looking forward to the end. I'm done with this one. And yeah, see you tomorrow.